Hello and welcome to another edition of Spotlight on S24 television. Today, we're going to spotlight a topic that relates to the independence of Nigeria, 65 years, and what women have been able to get on the table for this 65 years. I know it's a long period. Together with me to dissect what women are actually getting in this current dispensation and to look back to 65 years ago is Honorable Zainab Buba Galadima. She's a lot of things at once, so I'll just give the mic to her to do introduction. Can you please take us through what you do?
Okay, I'm a mother, an entrepreneur, a poet, a social change advocate, and not a full politician anymore. Yes, so that's what
you wear so many, will I say carbs, or what will I call it? You do a lot of things anyway.
Yes,
Welcome to the show again.
Thank
So being that Nigeria is still in the mood of independence, 65th independence anniversary, and you're a woman, you've ventured into politics, you've seen the way women are given seat on the table. What would you describe that as 65 years on? And you can trickle it down to, say, in the past, maybe 8 years, 9 years. What seats do you think, relevant seats, are women given on the table as it is?
Well, I know there's a mandatory sit. For example, maybe Commissioner of Women Affairs, Minister of Women Affairs. Those ones are given, and just a few others. But not as much as, not up to 35%, which is, I feel like it's very, very low. And also when it comes to electoral offices, not many women are being given those opportunities. Well, I know it's a contest, and it's really hard for women to, scale through when they aspire to any of those seats. So because of so many factors that affects, maybe funding, maybe lack of mentorship, maybe the godfatherism aspect, or basically lack of support. So a lot of women are going through that. And I feel like we could change a lot of things when we come together as women and we find men that really have that kind of
Zeal.
zeal or mindset of seeing women progress. And, the he for she kind of men, those men that would support any woman. But I don't want just any woman. It's not about just any woman. It's about women that have something to offer.
Yeah.
Women that are competent, women that are consistent in anything good that they do. So these are the challenges. And
So I'm 65 years on. I'm sure that you've got so many things to say. As it is in the country, the economic situation, the poverty rate, the multi-dimensional poverty rate in Nigeria, and all of that are things that people are really concerned about. 65 years on, what do you think in the past years is changing in terms of getting people economically empowered?
well, I think a lot of people are seeking other alternatives to become economically independent, not really relying on the government. People are creating opportunities for themselves, which is very big now, especially in the North, for example. A lot of women are doing businesses, they're engaging in businesses, they're holding the family together. So these are things. And with the coming of technology, a lot of people are venturing into, innovative things. And I think it's another aspect, but sometimes the government doesn't really encourage people to be on
maybe
their own.
enabling environment.
The enabling environment, the ease of doing business is not so great because of how things have deteriorated and how expensive things are, because you cannot run a business without having an operating capital kind of thing, or there's so many charges or taxes around. So these are things that needs to be looked into and make small businesses thrive, and there should be some support from the government. And also a lot of people need to, if you're getting into a business or if you're getting into anything, you need to have better knowledge of what you're getting yourself into. You need to be well equipped, so that when you start, you won't make as much mistakes
or you don't get stuck on the way.
Yes. So these are the things.
65 years on, would you say Nigeria is truly independent?
Not really. We're not. We just think we are. We think, the idea of being independent, I think that is what is in our heads. But I don't feel we're there yet. Because we still depend on other countries to borrow us money. We still depend on so many things. We copy so many things. And I feel like there's so much we can offer as a country with human capital resources, with mineral resources, natural resources. But I still feel like we're not utilizing what God has given us. This morning, somebody called me and was wishing me happy Independence Day. I was like, I don't really feel free because, first of all, when you want to recite the national anthem, it's a bit of a challenge because they changed it and a lot of us are finding it difficult to keep to the words. So that's number one. The act of patriotism,
It's no longer there?
It's no longer
it's
there.
really minimal?
It's minimal. People forget that this is the country they should love. People forget about that. And you don't blame them because so many people are concerned about the challenges they face every single day. So it's really, most Nigerians are a bit disappointed and enfranchised on a lot of things. So really, if they would be asked this question, I think they would want us to be better.
So would you say when you came out this morning, I'm sure that you've been to multiple places today.
Yes.
What mood did you see in Nigerians? When it is Independence Day, you see celebratory mood everywhere. What mood did you see? And do you think that Nigerians still got a kind of belief that this country will work?
Well, the mood I saw, it's just a regular mood. I just saw one person just selling flags and he was just waving them around. That was all I saw.
Which is not the normal.
Yeah, it's not, because usually we have Independence Day party, people in their homes, they celebrate. Do you understand? They call friends, they come together, there will be fireworks and all those things. So, we've lost that. The motivation is not really there. And on your question about how...
Whether there is belief in people's faces?
Not really, because there's no much trust going on. And I just hate to be a party pooper or somebody that likes to be negative all the time, but you can't help it. Sometimes this is what is happening. So I just wish things would change for better. I just wish a lot of our leaders consider the path of transparency and accountability and service as well.
Do you think it's something achievable? Because when you say transparency and accountability, we're far from it as a country.
Yes.
Because as citizens, we are not doing our own due diligence to make sure that we hold people in places of authority accountable. Because, of course, you elected someone. You should be able to follow through whatever it is. Do you think it is doable to get leaders accountable and transparent in their dealings?
Absolutely. It is very possible. People are getting more enlightened. I know it's not something that you can just do tomorrow or in 2027, but it's a gradual process. Many developing countries had to go through so many hurdles to be able to get to where they are. So as Nigerians, as citizens, we have a lot to do. Because I think that if we choose our leaders this way and we do not ask for transparency or accountability, it is our fault. So if these leaders know that if you get there, this is what we expect from you, this would encourage them to fix the system, because we have a systemic problem. It's not even about the individual. Like I always say, no matter how bad somebody is, as long as the system works, it will take care of that person's excesses. But if there isn't, then we keep getting the same crop of leaders in a very bad way, and they keep getting worse. And every single day you see a leader, if he leaves, they'll be like, oh, we wish this one comes back.
Yeah.
So it's the system. Sometimes I've been on corridors of power. I've been in positions where at least I contributed my own quota. Sometimes if you mean well and you really want to serve the people, it's really hard because there's so many factors that limit
What's so next?
that limit you to actually, doing your best sometimes. And then at the end of the day, your best is not really noticeable or doesn't really make a difference, especially if you're the only one that has the vision. So we really have a lot of work to do from the home front. We've lost the family values in the society. We've lost there's moral decadence. Things like this. These are things that we need to address. If not, then I don't know where we would go, because there's so many issues that are just waiting to explode.
Yeah, like a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, so we really...
It's a lot. So what does independence mean to you personally?
This one. Well, really, to be honest, I don't feel the zeal. I don't feel it anymore. Every single day you just keep getting disappointed. And so sometimes you lose that touch, But I just wish really what independence means is for us as a people, the owners of this land, be able to pilot the affairs of our country properly for progress and for a greater nation.
Free of any external or internal influence somewhere.
There are influences. Is the one you choose. It can be positive, it can be negative, but be smart about it. Be diplomatic about it.
The problem is that according to paper, we are independent, but a lot of people still see that Nigeria is under neocolonialism.
Yes.
So why do we get to election circles and our maybe aspirant needs to go somewhere else to prove to the world that they are vying for that position? It's really a crazy thing. As a part-time politician,
Yeah.
I know there are a lot you might want to do as a person, but if you don't have that political seat, you're not able to effect that change. Do you ever think women can take seat of power in Nigeria and make a difference? Because, there is the notion that women are the weaker gender. And then some will even say we've got a type of brain that probably we're not able to go for a position of leadership. And as Muslims, there is restrictions in some certain way. Do you think women can make a difference? They can do better than their male counterpart if given opportunities on the national scale. Say, for instance, apart from being governor, say, we vie for the presidency.
Maybe steps. But when you say women are weaker, I don't believe that. I know that
that's a notion.
Yeah, that's a
not
notion.
from myself.
But I feel like they come from a place of emotions. We do use our emotion. We're very emotional. But when you look at, is it Venezuela? A lot, they're doing very well, and women are their leaders. So there are women that actually machaka mumaza. There are women that have the that are lion-hearted. There are women that actually really mean well. They really want to do well, and if given the opportunity, they would. And same like men. There are men that are weak. They can't really, they get influenced easily. They're not. So it just depends on who the person is. So I don't believe in women being weak. I believe that, yes, we are emotional, but once you have a strong woman with great discipline and determination, with strong emotional intelligence, I feel like she could do a lot more. So positions, yeah, we can. But the thing is, let your values speak before your voice. I think once you have that and you so much believe in yourself and your self-worth, I feel you can go places. Despite the restrictions.
Yeah. So what should we expect from you as a part-time politician in the progress of Nigeria?
Well, I am just concerned about my social change advocacy. That's what I want to be strong about. I'm not really interested in running for office now, because I think it's a bit of a hassle, and I have some personal issues I need to take care of. So it's not, but on my own part, and being in politics doesn't mean having to run for office. You could be in the background and make contributions that are...
Like you see in so many advanced world, you find people fully involved in partisan politics, I mean, in the party level, but they are not the faces you see contesting for elections. I just don't know why it's only in our nation that once you are a politician, you're expected to just, or you're in a partisan politics, you're expected to just vie for office. And we'll change that.
Yeah, and it's just advocacy, telling people that it's not just, running for office. There are appointive positions. There are people that go through the civil service and they're doing well. So there's a lot women can do, and other people can do, and you can also create your own opportunity, set up something that will give you a place at the table. And really now there are some establishments that really there are no tables. They don't even invite women, young people. So you bring your own table and start it up. So
before your one message to call it a day, I would like to do like a fireside round, like 2-3 questions.
Okay.
So if you have to choose between protest or writing to appropriate authorities for change, what will you choose?
None.
Why?
Because when you write, probably it doesn't really even see the light of day. And when you protest, sometimes miscreants
Take over.
And even if sometimes you mean well, the other people you're protesting against, they try to, disarm you by using authorities and other things. So I think it's dialogue. Try once you have numbers. They don't like numbers, just like I said earlier. They don't like numbers. So instead of protesting, you could, penetrate, different mindsets. And when they see that manifesting, I think that's something that could make a difference. But I don't know. I just feel like Nigeria is not a place where due process actually sees the light of day. You can write 1 million times and the person that you wrote to doesn't even know you're doing. Just like when you submit a CV, you just find it at Mekose's,
Table.
So exactly, that is what will happen, because there are some people that would see that paper and it affects them and they would not want that paper to go further.
For people who don't know what Miyokose is, it's actually a mini cake fryer seller.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you had to choose between democracy and military rule, which would you?
Both have their positives and negatives.
Choose one.
I prefer military.
Okay, you
Yes.
prefer military. Why?
Because there's law and order. People obey rules. Most of this nonsense that is happening.
Under democracy?
Yes, because there are no consequences for actions. People do things and they get away with it. But in the military, you can't go to the barracks even now and try and do nonsense. You know that is not going to happen. They will not. You don't even start it.
So you were
because there's discipline, there is law, and you face it.
Yeah.
So people don't try that.
So you were trying to say there are the good sides to both. So would you like to say something about it?
In military, they might say maybe there might be human rights abuses. That's
Or with democracy.
With democracy, sometimes it's even more.
Okay.
Do you understand? Both have their, and everywhere there's corruption. You can't just single it out. But the thing is, we just hope that there are people that have that. Only God knows the mind of a person. So it's really.
And lastly, revolution or systemic restructuring?
Systemic restructuring.
Thank you. So one message to the Nigerian public. Where you go?
Let's contribute our quarter to make Nigeria greater.
Thank you so much. And that's it on Spotlight on today with Honorable Zainab Buba Galadima, where we've touched light so many things. I'm sure you'll enjoy this episode. Many thanks for joining us again. See you again next time. Bye for now.